You're listening to the Simply Vegan podcast, the show that's all about making veganism easy, fun and accessible. Brought to you by the team at Vegan Food and Living, the UK's best-selling vegan magazine. You can catch us every Tuesday and every Thursday. Today, Molly and I talk vegan skincare and the amazing benefits of CBD oil for things like eczema and rosacea, before sharing our favourite meal alternatives for No Meat May. If you're doing the challenge this month, stick around for lots of tips on cooking delicious veggie meals. You'll also want to listen to my interview with NHS dietitian Dr. Rosie Martin on Thursday about the link between meat and cancer. Life can be hectic, and finding fresh and nutritional vegan recipes can become another thing to worry about. But don't worry, our best-selling magazine, Vegan Food and Living, is on hand to help. You can join us today and by visiting veganfoodandliving.com/podcast or using code podcast when you order with us. Choose between our print and digital plus membership to receive the latest issue to your door or to your device, along with having easy access to thousands of plant-based recipes at your fingertips in our fully searchable digital magazine archive. Join us today and make cooking delicious vegan food that much more exciting by visiting veganfoodandliving.com/podcast. How you doing, babes?
I'm all right, babes. I'm all right. I'm a bit stressed, to be honest. So just general life stress, and my eczema's flaring up and I look a bit gross and all of these other things.
Bless you. I feel like that. I feel like I just feel pale and dry.
So dry. Why am I so dry?
What's the dryness?
My eczema is having a real moment at the moment. Yeah.
Is it stress then?
I think it is. I thought it was diet, but I realistically, I've not actually been eating that bad, and I just think, stressful life.
Yeah, there's so much going on, whether it's, like pressure of work pressures and then money worries, and I think everyone's just feeling, and plus I think, where we had that bit of sun a few weeks ago, months ago, whenever it was, and it gave us
feels
a bit
like years.
It does. It gave us a bit of a boost, and now it's just like cold again, and it's like, just over wearing my bloody polar neck jumpers.
It looks great though. I love that polo neck.
I hate it. I want to burn it. It's grey.
Oh, don't burn your clothes. It's so wasteful.
Of course, I would never do that, Molly. But it's just, like when the sun comes out, you're like, I want to wear bright colours. I want to wear like just fun things. Whereas when it's grey, I'm just like literally dressing in grey. We're on a right downer today, aren't we?
Oh no, bloody hell.
Well, we did win. We have just won the Work Quarterly Awards, which will mean nothing to our listeners, but to us, it's a little bit of recognition for our lovely little podcast. Which has been
best collaborator.
Yes. So best collaboration, and it's just testament to everyone's hard work who works on it. Us guys, marketing. Let's go back to skincare anyway. So I remember you saying that when you gave up dairy, it really helped your eczema.
Definitely did. I used to have like severe sort of really red, like dark red, almost like purple blotches all over my skin that would sort of bleed. The skin would break in sort of like creases of my skin. So just kind of like by my armpits, in my like backs of my knees, sort of places like that are a bit more like they don't breathe as easily. So in regards to that, it's so much better. Like I don't have like really obvious blotches anymore, but my skin is just still so dry. And I shared I just put a post up on social media today and sort of just asked what sort of general creams people are using, and lots of people got back, eczema is such a common skin issue. I sort of forget how common it is, but lots of people were recommended loads of skin creams. So I've got one, it's called Balmont,
Right.
which is vegan and cruelty free. I don't think all of their range is vegan, but I think it is all cruelty free. So I'm going to have a little look at theirs.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and just lots of other stuff. I think Aveeno was one of them, but again, I'm just not really sure what's vegan and what's not.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it, with skincare? And as well, what works for some people doesn't work for others. So it's really difficult one. One thing I would really recommend is CBD products.
Okay.
So I don't have amazing skin. I mean, I've got Irish heritage. I'm kind of prone to a bit of rosacea.
What is rosacea? I always feel like I hear people talk about it, but I don't actually know what it is.
Yeah, it's been in the news a lot recently, actually. Well, it can be triggered by stress, caffeine, exercise, alcohol, basically pretty much, anything that you have in your life from day to day. It's like,
all my favorite things.
Exactly, apart from the stress. I know. So when I sort of first started getting it, I mean, I remember years ago people saying, oh, you look like you've been skiing, because you get those like white patches under your eyes if you went skiing with goggles on. So it would look like that. I'd have like white bags under my eyes and then red all across my cheeks and nose. It can be hormonal. There's loads of triggers, and I think you can sort of have flare-ups where it sort of like comes back, and then it can kind of go into remission. So what has helped for me is eating well, plant-based and everything. I have mostly ditched caffeine, and I don't have like white wine anymore because it's got quite a lot of sulfites in it.
Okay,
which can
good to note.
It. Yeah.
Does rosé wine have sulfates in it?
I don't struggle so much with rosé, so I'm all right with that. Yay!
There we go. And red. Oh, red is like medicine, isn't it? So that's fine.
All the important.
We're not doctors. We're not doctors. Let's just say that. These are not facts either.
But it's definitely better than it was. And the CBD oil. So basically, I had this CBD oil and I didn't read it properly. So I was putting it on my face. And I was like, and I was like, oh my God, this is a total game changer. People were saying, God, your skin's really glowing. And,
maybe you found something.
Yeah, well, I think I have. But CBD is obviously good for inflammation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, rosacea is one of those things that is inflammation. So, I was putting it on my face and then sort of properly read it after like a few weeks. And it was, you're supposed to like take it orally.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So I was probably getting like a really high dose of it. But since then, I've been using one called, so the one I was using on my face that's the sort of oral drops is Love Hemp. And it's available at Boots. It's £30, but it was half price the other week, which is really good.
Ooh,
yeah.
It's really good for like anxiety as well, isn't it? So did you find that it sort of helped with stress or anything like that?
I do find it does calm me down. I feel like it's the sort of thing that if you take it like every day, your body gets used to it and it doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
But I find that if you just keep it for when you are like really, oh my God, I'm going to totally lose it.
Yeah. Frequently.
Then, a few drops of that does help. I'm now using like a face oil with CBD in it. It's CBII, I think, and it's £39, but it's quite a big thing, sort of bottle. And that really helps. But in terms of diet, I mean, I suppose like green tea, things like that are good, aren't they?
Someone suggested to me today, this is sort of back to eczema, but I suppose just overall sort of cleanliness and like detoxing, celery juice.
Oh yes, that's going to be amazing. So my friend went for a stage of, there's basically this guy called, she's going to kill me if I get it wrong, I think he's called the something medium. I'll have to put it in the show notes, but he is all about celery, and you can't eat it. You have to juice it, and drink the juice, and it's got to be organic, obviously. And she kind of went crazy on this whole celery thing. So I started doing it for a while. I mean, I tell you what, it does give you a buzz. You know, when you're sometimes sort of like necking a sort of a pure juice, you're like, woo!
Yeah. So I haven't got a juicer, but I think I seen something that you could just sort of blend it up and then like put it in a sieve and get the juice from that.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Yeah, give it a go. I think it's really cleansing, like for your digestive system and everything. And it's just
detoxifying.
Yeah. I think we both just need a really nice holiday in the sun, Molly, don't we?
I'm going 2 weeks. 2 weeks on Monday. So by the time this comes out, it'll be less than 2 weeks.
What am I going to do without you?
I don't know. Shall I record from Portugal? I'm not going to do that. As soon as I said that, I was like, no, you're not.
You have to now. You've said it.
I am going to be drinking and sitting in. I'm getting all of the vitamin D and absorbing all of that sunshine so it gets rid of my eczema.
Lush. Yeah. Well, you have to take your mic now. Sorry. And
I'm not doing it.
Well, we'll argue that after the show, okay?
Okay.
Well, let's get on to No Meat May. So this week is kicking off No Meat May, which is, I think it was, I spoke to the founder of No Meat May, actually, and he's Australian, based out in Sydney, I think. It was this time last year, if you want to have a listen. Really interesting guy. Obviously, it's not about going vegan, but I think any steps people can take towards cutting down or giving up meat is a good thing, isn't it?
Definitely. I think I was looking at the campaign this week because we've been writing a story about it, and their stats are pretty impressive. I think it was 93% of participants that took part in No Meat May 2021 after the month like stuck with the sort of, they said plant-based diet. So that's pretty cool. And I think they definitely, even though obviously it's no meat, I think they do also encourage like plant-based sort of diets and ingredients and more of like a whole foods. I think it's really cool. It's the sort of up and coming veganuary.
It is, yeah. It's been going for a while, I think. I think it's a good sort of way for people to, start their journey in a way, isn't it? Something that's quite accessible. Plus, in this day and age, we don't need to be eating meat. It's not like you even need to give anything up because there's a meat replacement for every kind of thing you can imagine.
I know, literally.
There's vegan haggis. There's vegan pudding. Exactly.
Yeah.
So why are we doing it? Why are we killing these animals and destroying our planet and getting cancer and all these horrible other diseases from eating meat when we don't need to?
It's really confusing, isn't it? And I think like No Meat May is a really great time to just kind of like question those sort of your motives for eating meat and sort of try new things. And maybe even if it's just like 5 days a week for the first week, and then you do 6, and then you do 7, and then you sort of stick it, and then you become a vegan. And then I don't know.
And then everybody's happy and the world is safe.
And then we've got you.
The end. Into our cult.
I know, it sounds horrible when I said that then.
It does, but we're saying it in jest, aren't we? I mean, we only want people to kind of, go down this route because it's just so good for us and everyone around us. And, so what are some of your favorite meat replacements then? Do you cook with them very often, or is it like just sort of a few times a week when you can't be bothered to cook?
So I would say a few times a week for like very realistic meat replacements. So kind of like, what's the word, like sort of soy and like pea protein and all of that stuff. That would only usually be like a couple of times a week, sorry. But I do tend to use sort of whole food alternatives like vegetables to replace meat. So I talk about it so much, but banana blossom, love that. Oyster mushrooms are my go-to. I didn't say the other day, I made lamb style, what they're called, shawarma breads. So I had flatbreads, all of the lovely salads like pickled red cabbage. And then for the lamb, I used oyster mushrooms, and I finely chopped fresh mint, had a bit of soy sauce or tamari, fresh garlic. What else did I use?
Jesus Christ, Molly. Don't tell me this is like a Tuesday night midweek or something.
It was a Wednesday.
Oh my God. What on earth do you have on a Friday?
A takeaway.
You're done with the cooking by then.
I'm done with the cooking. But leave the oyster mushrooms to marinate for about an hour. And then I cover them in a little bit of corn flour, put them on a griddle pan, and the corn flour just makes it go really, really crispy. And it was amazing. Amazing. I did put a little bit too much salt in there, so don't put too much salt in it because you've got soy sauce.
I think a little bit of dribble just came out the corner of my mouth.
Good.
Oyster mushrooms are so good. And if you have not heard of Derek Sarno, then check out his Instagram.
Yes.
He is the King Oyster Mushrooms. And
King
all
Oyster
types,
Mushroom.
Yeah,
he is a King Oyster Mushroom.
He is. He literally does amazing things. I mean, it's like he's, his sort of style is sort of like butchering meat, but he's butchering the mushrooms, isn't it? And
he's just so cool, so creative. I really want to go sort of like mushroom foraging. That's something that I really want to do. I went had a walk the other day and got wild garlic. Just got wild garlic. I was going to say pesto then, but I made it into a pesto, and that was really fun. So I was like, maybe I'm going to do mushrooms next.
Oh my God, you're going to turn into like a hippie forager going
hunter gatherer.
I love it. It's the sort of thing I do, but then I sort of leave it on the side wilting for like a week whilst I think of something to do with it, and I'm like, oh damn it. That's a great idea. Although just make sure you like look up which mushrooms which. We don't want you sort of tripping out on magic mushrooms or dying.
I think the death is the most crucial part.
Yes, definitely don't want any death from mushrooms. I'm the same with using meat replacements. I'm trying to think which brands I like. I love Heura. Can't pronounce it. And do you know what?
Heura.
Well, the Little London Vegan works with them, and I interviewed her a few months back, and she told me how to pronounce it. She said after a while she'd figured it out, because they don't pronounce H's, do they, in Spain?
Heura?
It's something like that, Heura, but it begins with an H.
Okay.
We're such bad.
Oh, we butcher everything.
I need to ask them, because I remember when I went to I've been to Spain a couple of times, and they used to call me Jolly, because they wouldn't say.
That's so nice.
I know, Jolly Holly, which is ironic for today's show, isn't it? Because I'm not that jolly.
Miserable Holly.
Oh yeah, although you're really cheering me up as always. I love that brand. What as Dopsu, I think, is one.
Dopsu is a good one.
That's a good one. This THIS is pretty good with like chicken.
Or Taste and Glory. Yes. Are they gone now?
They've announced that they're closing because there's just too much competition, which is really sad. What do you think about Richmond then? Because that's a bit of a controversial one, isn't it? Because obviously they're a big, meat brand that have the vegan options now. And I know when they brought out the sausages, everyone went crazy for them, didn't they? And they were like, oh, Richmond sausages. Myself
included, I must admit, they were great, but I've just eaten them too much. It's a bit like Linda's. I've just ate Linda's for years, and now Linda McCartney, yeah, I've just ate Linda for ages. It's a hard one, isn't it? I think if you can make a choice to shop and buy products from a vegan only sort of brand, go for it, amazing. But sometimes Richmond's are on offer, and I think you just got to sort of weigh up the positives of you're still not necessarily buying meat, and also the more that people buy Richmond's meat-free products, it might then spur them to invest more in meat-free products and reduce their sort of investment in meat products. I don't know. I don't make the rules.
It's true. I mean, I had an email going off topic slightly, again, as always. I think it was Upfield. I had like a press release and they were saying that, so they're a big dairy company, aren't they? And they had this infographic on their own press release saying how much of their emissions came from dairy. And it was this huge red sort of section. And I thought, good on them for admitting that is, you know, what's going on, and that they want to do better and they want to go towards the plant-based side of things. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, going off topic, down a rabbit hole, but Arla Foods, I wrote a story today, and basically they have said that cancel culture is affecting the dairy industry. Essentially, the dairy industry is getting cancelled, and that Gen Z are ashamed to buy sort of dairy products in front of their peers.
Right. Okay.
Which is an interesting read. Have a look on the website and have a read about it.
Do you think that's because like they feel like they'd be hypocrites because they're banging on about climate change, but if they're then like having, I don't know, dairy in their latte or whatever, it's kind of, I don't know.
Do you mean from like the Gen Z perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's an interesting, I'd be interesting to see their study. They've not released the study yet. They've just released the statistics. So it'd be interesting to see sort of how many were in the research study and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, have a look on the VFL website. It's the story about Arla.
Okay. So. I'll tell you what, you know, when we kind of talked about slipping up as vegans the other day, and we had an email, didn't we, from a lovely listener called, I think, Heather, and she was saying that, you know, it's if you're going to kind of eat the odd bit of dairy or something, you kind of need to call yourself plant-based, not vegan.
Yeah, definitely.
And something that sort of struck me about her email was the way she described it as animal secretions. And now I'm like, I am never slipping up again. Every time I look at a bit of cheese pizza or a dairy milk bar or whatever, and to be honest, I never, like, probably, you know, maybe like twice a year I might think, oh, you know, it's literally hardly ever. But now all I see is secretions.
Oh, that's a terrible word, isn't it? Oh my God. Do you know what? The other day I seen someone described, have I told you this? I don't know. Dairy milk, like from a cow, as beef milk.
Oh yeah, that's
horrible, isn't it? Beef milk.
It's when it's hidden though, isn't it? Because in chocolate it's not like you're just confronted with a glass of milk and you know, you just lose the connection. It's like my mum makes cakes and I'll say, you know, and I don't really eat cake, but sometimes my daughter will want to have some, and she's really, really strict, and she'll be like, is it vegan, Granny? And my mum will be like, oh yes, apart from my eggs. And I'm like, Mum, it's not vegan then. Okay, you have your own chickens. We rescued them from a farm like they were going to be killed.
I love that.
So it's all good, but it's still not vegan, Mum.
Oh, she's so sweet.
She's funny. Anyway, shall we get back to No Meat May? So have you ever made like burgers and sausages from black beans?
No, I don't think I have, you know. That's one thing I've not done.
I know. I think we need to give that a try because there's so many recipes out there for that, and I've just never tried it.
Yeah, whenever I remember before when I was younger, I went veggie for a bit, and my friend, she was like, "You just need to try black bean burgers. You need to try them." And so I've always had it in my head, but I've just never made them.
I know, it's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, shall we do our reviews for this week? Because
yes,
we've been trying some rather tasty meat replacement products for No Meat.
We have.
So, first of all, Bosh times again, Heura. Chorizo burgers, which we were not sure about, were we, when we saw them? We were like, oh no, chorizo seems a bit oily, maybe quite a strong flavour.
Yeah, I don't know. When I've had sort of other brands chorizo products, I've not liked them too much. I think I'd prefer to sort of, I don't know, have them and sort of season it in other ways rather than have it ready seasons. Do you know what I mean? But big but these were delicioso.
They were so yummy. I mean, they were a little bit oily, but I feel like it sort of cooked off. You could sort of pat them dry as well with some what do you call it?
Kitchen roll.
Kitchen roll. Paper towel, I believe they call it in America. Kitchen roll.
Don't eat the paper towel.
Yeah, they were really, really yummy and not too strongly sort of flavored. Definitely would buy these again. I think they're only available at Ocado, and I'm not even sure they've launched yet, have they? I don't think they have, because I couldn't find the price.
Think so. No. Maybe not. Do you know what? I seen someone on Instagram. I follow this amazing recipe creator called the Iranian Vegan, and she was sent some of these chorizo burgers, and she basically just veganizes loads of like Middle Eastern and Iranian recipes that are just so authentic and just look incredible. And she made these little amazing like spinach and chorizo crispy saffron rice cupcake, she's called them, and it was basically like combined all of the rice with like loads of seasoned spinach and this chorizo burger patty into just what looks like the most amazing thing in the whole world, seasoned with like cumin, saffron, all of the like dreamy flavors. And it was just quite an interesting take on sort of just a regular burger, which I think we've had quite a lot of recently, like in vegan products.
Oh my God, I'm so gonna follow her in a minute. What was
She's
it?
amazing. The Iranian Vegan.
Okay. Oh God, that sounds right up my street. This is it. We kind of get a burger in a packet, and you think, well, that's just a burger. But
that's got to go in a bun.
Doesn't have to be. You can make it into a meatball, or like you say, chop it up and use it and stuff. So yeah, we need to think outside the box, Molly.
Think outside the box. It could be quite nice to maybe do like I don't know, what else would you use chorizo on? Paella. Oh, I've been craving a paella recently.
Oh, I made one a while ago with some I think it was like this isn't chicken. And peas, and what else goes in there? I suppose
it's usually like fish, isn't there? So
yeah, a bit of seaweed maybe.
Seaweed. I've got a plan to make one with banana blossom, obviously, as my fish replacement,
of course,
and then king oyster mushrooms, and use them as like squid, and do like just make it really sort of fishy, but obviously fish free. So maybe like fish and chorizo, would that go? I feel like it would.
Yeah, because it's like the smoky, salty.
Oh,
Molly, I'm starving. I'm really going to up my game for tea tonight. Like, it's not going to cut it just to do like a jacket potato or something. I'm going to be like, what's this shit?
I don't want this.
Okay, well, the other meat replacement that we reviewed were new kebab meats from Squeaky Bean. I don't know if anyone's seen them before. They do like the deli meat, all vegan, obviously, but like pastrami and things like that. They do
loads.
They do. And they do them in most supermarkets now, I think. Like I get mine in Tesco or Sainsbury's, but I think Morrison's and Asda have it as well.
They do vegan Scotch eggs as well.
What?
Yeah. Have you not tried them?
No, you've just blown my mind. What?
Yeah,
what?
They do vegan Scotch eggs. They're a bit mad.
Okay.
I don't know if they were to my taste, but loads of other people loved them. My partner loved them.
God, I used to love a Scotch egg. Do you know what? I was
Me too.
I was vegetarian for about 4 years when I was little, and I was eating Scotch eggs for years thinking they were... I know! And my mum never told me. And then one day I somehow found out that they had like pork in them. And I was like, Mum! So yeah, vegan Scotch
Your
eggs.
mum is so silly.
She's a little tinker, isn't she? She's like, yeah, I'll just fool her. This is it. You need to do your research. Don't trust your mum.
Don't rely on your mum. She will be wrong.
Well, they're beef and chicken kebab meat. So one's beef
Yes.
and one's chicken, isn't it? So the beef one's like a doner kebab type.
I think so. These are what kind of inspired me to do the lamb shawarma.
Oh.
Yeah, the beef one was so nice. Sometimes vegan beef, I find sort of like, especially the beef pieces, it can be very dry. But these are really nice. I think once you sort of like heat them up with a little bit of oil, you don't need a lot of oil, but just kind of like to crisp them up a little bit. Yeah, they were delicious.
Yeah, they're £2.50 a pack. I think that's about right. I mean, you probably get 2 portions out of it, but obviously you pack in all the other stuff. So when they sent us the product, they sent these little sort of almost like takeaway kits, and it was like flatbread with the pickles, like pickled red onions and sauces, and you've got to sort of get all the condiments and the toppings in there, haven't you?
A kebab is about condiments.
Exactly.
It's about the salad, it's about the pickles, it's about the green chili on top. You need all of the aioli. I can say it right after last episode.
Well done.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. That's the best bit. And then you've got this delicious plant-based meat that cuts through it all.
Yeah, it's a really good one. If I mean, this is a total stereotype, but obviously, you know, a lot of vegans still are female, although there are more men kind of giving up meat. So I feel like No Meat May is kind of quite a good time for, you know, more guys to get involved, and things like kebab meat and things like that, I think would go down well.
Definitely. And I think perfect for summer as well. A bit of lighter meals. Go for it. Delicious.
Yum, yum. Well, we were going to finish with your embarrassing stories, but you haven't sent us any yet. So you need to email them to simplyvegan@anthem.co.uk. Come on, we want to end each episode with a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Let's bear all, like myself and Molly did last week. And, you know, you can use a fake name. It doesn't matter. We just want to have a bit of a laugh about, you know, just make lighthearted of things happen when you go vegan. People get arsey with you when you go vegan.
Tell us anything. It doesn't even have to be funny. We'll laugh at
it. Doesn't take much. Well, you've certainly cheered me up, Molly. Thank you.
Amazing.
And I hope we've cheered you guys up too at home. Well, yeah, don't forget to tune in on Thursday when I'll be speaking to Rosie Martin, who is a dietitian. She works for the NHS and is also a member of the plant-based health professionals, who we love.
Love those guys.
We're going to be talking all about cancer and the link between meat and cancer, which is obviously very topical for No Meat May. So have a listen. It's going to be a bit of an eye-opener in terms of you know, the powerful effects of a plant-based diet when it comes to health.